So I'm here at Cape May Brewery right now, and I just bought what we're going to be looking at next, which is their hard root beer float. Up next on End of the Day Beer Review. Hi everybody, and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review. My name is Rich, and I hope you've enjoyed the Jersey Shore edition that we've done the last 2 episodes. I am home, back from the shore, but I brought with me quite a bit of beer from some of my favorite breweries down on the Jersey Shore. Cape May, you've seen on this channel before. Gonna look at something that just came out while I was down there. Actually, the intro to this, I was there the day this came out. Picked up, I guess, 2 6-packs of it. This is Cape May Brewing Company's Hard Root Beer Float, all natural hard root beer. And this has an alcohol content of 6%. Now, what does it say on the back? The only thing is iconic, as visiting your favorite ice cream shop in New Jersey is grabbing that root beer float. Generations before you enjoyed this hard root beer float, give you the experience right out of the can. So this is supposed to be root beer with vanilla, emulating a root beer float with about 6% alcohol. This is really outside of my normal beer consumption. I normally go, as you guys know, high ABV stouts. So I've never really put a hard soda or cider on this channel. Check this out. I'm not getting any aroma with the opening of the can. I'm using a slightly different glass. I'm hoping this is going to make it easier to see. Let's give it a pour. Again, never really poured a hard soda. So, and actually it's funny, this pours just like a soda. Very carbonated. I don't know if you could see that. I assume you can. You can see the bubbles. There's no legs that I can see, which, I mean, it is 6% ABV. There's no head. This is a very light sort of brown. You can sort of see through it. The carbonation has sort of died off. There's no head to speak of. Let's check out the nose. It smells like root beer. This smells exactly like a regular root beer would. You know, a Barks or an A&W or something like that. And I'm getting, aside from that sort of root beer, almost licorice aroma that's in most root beers that I've had, there's also sort of an undertone of vanilla. So it does seem like this is living up to that root beer float idea. Yeah, I'm getting vanilla on the back end. I'm getting that licorice smell. Most important thing, let's see how it tastes. Okay, keeping in mind that this is not a beer and this is outside my normal wheelhouse of what I drink, this tastes like a root beer, as though I opened, I wouldn't say an A&W or Barks. It's not as pronounced a root beer flavor as that. There's still that licorice hint to it, without a doubt. The vanilla, however, is much more pronounced on the back end. In fact, the back of my tongue feels sort of coated with that vanilla. What's funny is it does seem like the carbonation is still there. I thought the carbonation had completely dissipated. And this is very interesting. I'm not normally a hard soda or hard cider. No, I'm sorry, cider I like. Hard soda or a hard seltzer. So this is a different experience to me. If I didn't know any better, I would assume that what I was drinking here was actually just a root beer. Maybe a root beer with like a hint of vanilla in it. So it definitely lives up to that flavor. In fact, it's not what you would expect. It's not what I would expect from a root beer float, because normally you get that sort of like heavy root beer flavor until the vanilla ice cream melts into it. Well, that's what this tastes like. This tastes like that sort of milky drink that you get after you've eaten all the ice cream off of a root beer float. It's very enjoyable. A little sweeter than what I'm used to. And you know what? Here I am, 3rd sip in. I'm feeling a little heat in the belly. So there's definitely some, there's some booziness to it. More than I would expect. In fact, this would probably trick me initially. This is the type of drink that
you could, you know, drink relatively fast and not realize the alcohol content in it. So it's a little bit sneaky, this one. But it's quite good. And for my first venture into a hard soda, it's actually very, very good. I would drink it again, which I'm glad, because I bought about 12 of these. It's got a nice sort of crisp root beer flavor in the beginning. The vanilla kicks in a little bit into the experience of drinking it. It's very crisp. There is now a pretty good burn in my stomach, which I'm really sort of surprised at, because quite frankly, like, some of the beers that I've tried on this channel go anywhere from 10 to 16 ABV. This is 6, and you definitely feel it. Now, last year, Cape May Brewery did some, what was it, a fudge stout, I believe, which was 10 or 11%, 10 or 11% ABV, and that was phenomenal. And this is very reminiscent of that. Now, first time that I've ever seen on one of their cans, there are also nutritional facts, which that's sort of funny. This one can is worth 252 calories, which is an interesting number for this as well. So it's definitely lighter than most of the beers that I drink. But it's actually very enjoyable. If you're looking for sort of a dessert, an end of a meal type of thing, I don't think I would drink this with dinner, because it's just too sweet. I feel like the sweetness would take away from the meal. But, you know, if you're talking about after dinner dessert, this would be excellent. So if you get a chance and you happen to be down and you see it either at the Cape May Brewing Boutique, they call it, or you see it, you know, in one of these stores that sell Cape May beer, which is almost exclusively in New Jersey, I would definitely pick up a 6-pack to try it out. Definitely worth it, and I'm glad that I brought it home. It does say on the 6-pack retainer that you have to keep it cold, and I did actually transport it up from Cape May in a cooler to keep it cold, and it seems to have survived the trip just fine. You know, if you have any comments or experience with the hard soda, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Otherwise, please like and subscribe to the channel. Throw a comment in there on the Jersey Shore series that I've been doing. I have about 3 more, including the next episode, which is going to be an episode dealing with a Imperial Stout that Gusto Brewing has put out, and I have in the fridge. That'll be up sometime in the next week or 2. But I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of this, and I'll see you in the next episode.